It's strange. I've played Minecraft like this so many times, late at night, slow music on, just letting my mind wander. But this is the first time I've actually hit record. It doesn't really feel like a first video though, more like I'm just sharing the kind of thoughts I usually keep to myself while I'm digging around or building something I'll probably forget about later. I guess I just wanted to make a space that feels quiet, the kind of quiet that doesn't feel empty. Actually, starting this video kind of reminds me of that story I was telling, the one about that old cafe I used to go to during a time when everything felt a bit out of focus. I didn't finish it earlier, but maybe this is a good time. So, after that rainy night where I wrote down those tiny little moments that made me feel grounded, something funny happened. Not dramatic funny, just quietly funny, in that life is doing its thing again kind of way. The next week, I walked into the cafe like usual, took my spot by the window, and opened my notebook. And the barista, the same one who had gotten my name wrong for months, came up to the table with my usual drink already in hand. And they said my name. My actual name. It was such a small thing. I mean, people get names right all the time. But for some reason, in that moment, it felt like the universe putting a little sticky note on my forehead saying, "Hey, you exist. You're here." And maybe that's all I needed at the time. Not some huge breakthrough or giant success, just a tiny sign that I was seen, even if it was just by someone handing me a cup of mediocre coffee. I remember sitting there, laughing quietly to myself, because it made me think about how often we wait for these big moments to happen, like we think our lives only matter when something impressive is going on. But most of the time, it's the little things. Someone remembering your name, a warm drink on a cold day, a Minecraft sunset that actually stick with you. Sometimes, I wonder how many of those moments I've missed because I was too focused on trying to figure everything out. And starting this channel, starting this video, honestly feels like one of those small moments for me. It's not perfect. I'm not perfect. I probably won't stick to whatever plan I think I have for the channel, but I like that it feels simple, warm, low pressure. Just me doing something that makes me feel calm, kind of like walking into that cafe back then, not for the coffee, but for the feeling of being somewhere that didn't expect too much from me. So maybe that's what I want this space to be, a quiet little corner on the internet where we can just exist for a bit, where I can tell stories from my life, and maybe you can hear something that feels familiar or comforting or just nice to listen to while you're chilling. Anyway, I'll go back to the story for a second. A few days after the barista said my name, I decided to walk home instead of taking the bus. It was one of those evenings where the air feels crisp but not cold, and everything is a little bit golden. And I remember thinking how weirdly peaceful I felt, not because anything had changed dramatically in my life, but because I'd finally stopped trying to rush everything. I realized that life kind of builds itself the same way a Minecraft world does, block by block, moment by moment, usually without you noticing the bigger picture until suddenly it starts to look like something. And even then, it doesn't have to be a masterpiece. It just has to feel like yours. So, yeah. That was the continuation of that little chapter in my life. Nothing huge, nothing flashy, just a quiet season that taught me how to appreciate small things again. And maybe this first video will end up being one of those small things too. Something I look back on later and go, that was the first block I placed. Thanks for being here for it. It means more than you think.